Welcome back to the shop. My name's Adam. This is going to be SNS episode 141. Again, we've got a lot to talk about. We got a lot of stuff to cover this week. We've got some really cool viewer mail. We've got a flea market score, really cool tool I got. And we're going to do a little bit more on the ZT Fab grinder racks. And I have a project that I worked on this week that I'm going to share with you also. So kind of start off with as far as the work that we're going to do this week. A friend of mine that I see down at the flea market, he had a big Wilton Vise that he was talking to me about, said that he could not get that thing apart. It was one that he acquired out of the dumpster, and so he took it home and been working on it, trying to get it apart, and he had no luck. So he asked me if I would be interested in helping him. And once I took a look at it, I said, I think I got an idea. So check out that footage. It's coming up real soon, and I hope that you enjoy. All right. So I haven't had a chance to get the new grinder racks from ZT Fabrication mounted on the wall yet, but I was able to get them painted this week, and I wanted to try to at least get them painted. So this weekend or this coming up week, I'm going to work on getting the wall over there cleaned up and get these things mounted up. So I'll show you what they look like painted. You know, I got a couple shots of that. I'll share that with you, and then next week we'll get them mounted and hopefully get everything hung, and you know, you'll see a finished product right there. Okay, so I want to go ahead and we're going to talk about a new campaign that I just started with T-Blaster. And by the way, this is the new Shop Life t-shirt. This is the graphic tee. Got mine in a few days ago, and I really like it. This is the Fruit of the Loom Beefy Tee, 5X for me, and it fits good. I like the way it feels. I like a nice tight neck on a t-shirt. I don't like them when they get loose, and sometimes the other shirts seem like the necks get a little bit loose, and I like how this one's a little bit smaller in diameter around the neck. So I think most of you got your Shop Life shirt. I've been having a lot of comments about that. But anyway, we've got the brand new campaign started for the Abom79 hoodies and the Abom79 graphic tee, which would be on the front. So there's one campaign, and what you can do is you can go on there and you can select which one you want, whether it be a hoodie or a t-shirt or one of both, whatever, you know. I can't run they offer two types of hoodies, a pullover and a zip up, but you can't run two campaigns for hoodies at the same time. So what we're going to do, we're going to run this campaign for the pullover hoodie, and then once this one ends, then we'll start another campaign for the zip up. That'll give you guys an option on which one you want. And for me, I like a zip up, but I'm going to get some of both. You know, I always buy my own shirts. I like to wear them, so I'm going to be picking up a t-shirt and a hoodie. So the campaign is ready. You can go check it out. I'll have the description, the link in the description box of the video. They're both available up to 5X, and you can get them in black, blue, or gray. Okay, so I kind of planned this to come out about this time. This one's a little bit early, but it's getting towards that holiday season. People are starting to do shopping for holidays, you know, buying stuff for gifts. And you know, we're getting closer to that Thanksgiving, Black Friday sale that everybody does too. So it's just kind of approaching the holiday season, and that's why I was kind of waiting out a little bit further. But if we do good on these campaigns, you know, I'll run them a couple more times to give everybody a chance that would like to have one, a chance to buy a hoodie or a t-shirt for your family, you know, your husband, your boyfriend, whoever, and give everybody a chance to have one there. So go check it out. I have the link in the description box, and thank you again for all of your support. We always do pretty good on these sales. I always end up selling more of what I think I'm going to sell, so it's really cool. All right, so enough of that. I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple viewer gifts that's come in here recently. So our first viewer gift that's come in, we got us a nice coffee mug with our Stella baby printed on it. Very, very nice printing quality right there. So this was made and sent to me by Joe Bailey, and he's from Lima, Ohio. And he sent me a nice letter here, and he's even got a picture of their boxer right there. And let's see, her name is Lila. So he was watching a video, and you know, when I announced that the passing of Stella, and this is something that he wanted to do for me. He said he's got the printing capabilities, so it was something that he wanted me to do, and asked me, you know, if I was a big coffee drinker or not. But if I wasn't, I could at least use it for pens and whatnot out here. But yes, this is a mug that I would probably rather just kind of have as a keepsake, Joe. So I don't think, I've got plenty of coffee cups in there that I use for coffee, but this means a little bit more to me than just drinking coffee out of it. So, and I don't know, I may keep it out here. I've got the one over here that Keith Rucker had made for me, and we may keep it out here so that we got a little picture of Stella, you know, another little you know, keepsake item right there. So he did mention that he always loved seeing her on video and loved seeing her roam around, and just like we all did. So she's going to be greatly missed. But Joe, this is really nice. Very cool gift. Thank you very much for making that for me. It means so much to me. So we got another viewer gift that's come in, and this is a 5C collet wrench that was sent in by a viewer of mine named Peter Meek. This is something that he went ahead and picked up off of Amazon and had it sent to me. And this had come up in discussion because a couple of weeks ago, receiving this 5C collet chuck, and when I was talking about this, I had mentioned that I wasn't sure the proper way to install this, but I knew that there was some kind of special tool. I've never had one. I've never used one of these before. So that's what this tool is for right here. Whenever you have a certain type of machine tool accessory here like this that takes a 5C collet, you can use this. It's got the 3 tangs on it that go into the 3 splits in the collet there. So you can stick that in there, and sometimes it's a little tricky to get it lined up perfectly, but there you go. You can stick that in there and then unscrew or screw in your 5C collet. All right, so there we go. Perfect. That's going to be a useful tool. It's definitely something that I needed, Peter. So thank you very much for thinking about me. And I don't think I have time on this episode, but I got another tool that I just acquired for the shop that also takes a 5C collet, and perfect timing because you need this tool for that one also. But we'll share that next week. I got it down there on the table, and I got to do some cleaning on it. So, but again, Peter, thank you very much for the 5C collet wrench right here. I really appreciate it. So I've been flea marketing the past few weekends, and this past weekend I had some good luck out there, and picked up a few things. But this is the one item that I really wanted to mention on video, is that I picked up this really nice Greenfield tap and die number 6 tap wrench, or I like to call them a tap handle. Either way, it's the same thing. But I picked this thing up and I've cleaned it in Evapo-Rust. And I will point out, somebody had mentioned, I believe it was Ryan Washala had made a comment about sometimes the Evapo-Rust, when you got it sticking out, creates lines in it. And this one definitely created the line. You can see right there, that was whenever I laid it in there like that, and then I had flipped it over and laid it in there like so. So maybe you have to watch doing that kind of stuff, but that ain't no problem. It was really rusty, but I think this tool has been very lightly used over the years. If you are familiar with these Greenfield tap wrenches right here, or anything like that, over the years they get a lot of scars on it from just getting thrown around the shop, thrown in the toolbox around the taps, and they get a lot of dings and scratches on here. And usually the jaws have a little bit of wear from, you know, tightening down and actually being put to use when you're turning. This one, the jaws seem very sharp right to the edge of it, which leads me to believe that this tap wrench right here was bought and very lightly used, and probably spent a lot of its time put away in a toolbox. But it did acquire a lot of rust, just a lot of surface rust. You know, it wasn't laying in water or anything. But I got her cleaned up real good and loosened up. And another one for the collection. In case you haven't noticed, we got a nice collection of tap wrenches over on the wall. Everybody's got something that they like to collect, and tap wrenches is just one of the things that I really enjoy to collect. It's all about the pick. Whenever you see these things down there, I love to grab them. I paid $2 for this. That's what he was asking for it. I walked over it, I picked it up, and I said, how much for the tap wrench? And he says, give me $2. And then he asked me again, or he asked me, he says, what is that? I said, it's a tap wrench. And he still didn't know what a tap wrench was. So I told him, I said, you know, a tap is what you use to cut an internal thread with. And he goes, oh yeah, okay. I said, well, that holds the tap. That's the square drive, and you use that to turn the tap. And you know, he really enjoyed it. He learned something there, and we both walked away happy. He got his $2, and I got me a tap wrench. So anyway, that's just, you know, a nice score from the flea market down there, and I'm always looking out for these things, so thought I would share it with you. All right, guys, so I'm out here under the shed, and I've got the grinder racks that was given to me by Paul Brenniger over at ZT Fabrication. I got them hanging out here. I'm getting ready to start spraying some paint on them. So there we go. Got them hanging and cleaned them. So we're getting ready to start painting them. So I've got this self-etch primer that I had bought whenever I was doing my RT wheels not long ago. I've still got 3 cans of this, so I'm going to go ahead and use this self-etch primer and put a coat on, and then we'll just use this stuff that I've already got, this Rust Tough Krylon gloss black paint. So just using what I've already invested in, and we'll go ahead and get these things painted up. So I'll give you a shot and show you how they turn out. Gonna go on there with the black top coat now. Might see a little smoke in here. I got my chimney going, getting ready to do some grilling this evening. Wind's not helping me. This is what you get whenever you have a paint booth that's outdoors. I think it's flat black. Get a good coat on there and we'll find out, but looking like it's flat. I thought it was gloss. All right, I got about 3 coats of the black on there, so I think they painted well enough. I've given the paint about a day to dry. I'm going to go ahead and use some of this clear coat on it and see how she looks. We got us another little project in the shop. This belongs to a friend of mine. I always see him down there at the flea market. His name's Dean. This is a 6-inch Wilton machinist vise that he has acquired. I think he's had it for some time now. And the main problem with this thing is that it's completely frozen up. The moving jaw body is froze up into the fixed body right here. And he's actually soaked that thing at one time in electrolysis and then used some penetrating oil and stuff. He's tried to get it apart with no luck. So he asked me if it's something that I would be interested in looking at, seeing if I could do anything with it. So he brought it he brought it with him down there today, and I took a look at it, and I said, man, we might be able to make that thing move. My idea behind maybe getting this thing apart is to use some hydraulic pressure. So that's what the plan is. Whenever I get to it, I'm not going to mess with it today, but I'm going to try to set this thing up possibly in my press and see if we can get it apart. So I'll go ahead and try to, it's probably hard to see, but there's like the tube, you know, the moving jaw, and I'm sure that these are a really close tolerance. I don't know what the clearance that Wilton gives them, but they're very close tolerance. And he did say that whoever had this vise had it outside for a long period of time and it just sat out there. You know, that's a common story with these old vices. You can tell by the handle there just how bad it was. It sat outside for a long time. There's a lot of rust pits on it. Look at that. But it's still a good vise, just needs a little work. If we can get the thing apart, it should be good to go. The screw and the nut is fine. He has the other parts, you know, you got the cap on the end of it there. So we'll give it a shot. I think since I wanted to show you what it looks like now, so what I'll do is go ahead and stand it up as is, and we're gonna see if I'll take some of my Croil and start soaking it, and then we'll get to it later, see if we can get it set up in the press and press it apart. I think I'm ready to take this to the hydraulic press and see if I can press this thing out of there. It's really going to be a toss-up as to whether it's going to take a lot of pressure or a little bit. I'm kind of hoping a little bit of pressure. It's just a matter of holding it square and just getting enough force to make it move out of there. So what I've done for the past 2 days is I've been soaking it with Croil. I got Croil right there, and it looks like it's been going down in there because it usually disappears from up top. So who knows? So let me show you my idea on what we're going to do here. An old pin. Set it right there across the two C channels on the press frame. So we got it sitting there. Now we need something for the back to keep it square. It's about the same height. Tunnel block and a piece of Rex 95. And an angle plate. Now we need to hold it together there. The two mounting holes don't line up with any of the slots, so we've got some C-clamps. Let's see, we might have to offset it so that I can get both clamps on there. I didn't think to grab a wrench, so I need to go get one. So we should be able to sit it on this plane here underneath the angle plate, and then this pin right here. I'm hoping that the pin is going to take the brunt of the force. This old angle plate, you know, I don't think I'm going to do anything to damage it, but it's just an inexpensive imported angle plate that I've used for all kind of stuff, so not really worried about it. So from here it's a matter of getting this thing out there to the press, which looks like a job for somebody else. Let's come out here and join the noisy traffic. We're going to get this press set up, and I couldn't seem to find anybody else that wanted to help. We're going to lower this thing down so that I can set it on here, hopefully. And then we'll raise her back up. Okay? So in case you're wondering, this is how Dake supplied all of these presses. I think they still might have this. It's just a simple worm gear. You got a cable that's connected to one side, and you got one that goes up and over and back down, hooked to the other side. See if we can get her stood back up. Come on. I really need to fix the top for this thing, make it a little easier to use. Alright. We're in the power zone. Just ain't nowhere to grab. Nowhere to grab. Made it. Now let's see if I can crank this thing back up. Get a little closer to the ram. Might need to go back down one hole. It's going to be a little bit too close to the ram, I think. Let's see. That might work. I've got it pretty well centered up. I'm going to use this piece here. This is a cone that actually is supposed to fit on the end of this ram, but the ram is pretty well mushroomed, so I gotta take that out one day and fix that. But what I can do is flip it over, and it fits down inside there pretty good. So we'll just use it, and then you run this down. This is just an adjustable screw. Bring it down close to it. It's about as far over as I can go right there. Alright, here we go. Let's lock her in. Got the cable loose, pins in. Okay, I'm going to be looking for slippage on the clamp. Actually, before I go ahead and put any more pressure, let me go get the wrench. I want to make sure those things are nice and tight so it's not trying to push down on them. Okay. It ain't liking it. That thing is stuck. It is trying to push. I think it done slipped on my angle plate, so I'm gonna have to shim it back up. Alright, we're gonna give it another try. I did some reclamping on it, kind of straighten it back up. I don't know. I was hoping that enough pressure would be applied to this to pop the thing loose. Another trick that we can still use if we can't get it to budge is to come out here with my torch and get this thing nice and hot, try to get it to grow. But I was trying to try it without it first. Looks like it's just not wanting to hold on that angle plate. Oh, we got movement. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah. What you talking about, man? We gotta go. I've been holding the camera because I didn't want that thing to pop and the damn camera fall. That thing is like a press fit. Let me get you a shot down here of it coming out. Put some plywood down the bottom so that when this jaw, hopefully when it falls out, it doesn't crash and burn on that metal down there. That is definitely like a press fit right there. We're starting to loosen up though, and it looks like my curl made it down here to the bottom. It's wet down here. You want to see it when it falls? Let me set you back up here. There it goes. All right, we made touchdown. No feet or toes are missing. Okay. Let's go back in the shop, take a look at it. Need a bigger wrench, I guess. 12 inch, should have grabbed my 15. If you don't have a set of these around your shop, you should. These things are handy. Got 4 of them, actually 5. 2 smaller ones and then 1 bigger one. I think our angle plate survived. just close tolerance on that bore there. There we go. Alright guys, that's it for this week. Thanks for tuning in and watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And I actually had some fun, and it feels good whenever you have success doing stuff like this. So I'll let Dean know that this thing's ready to go and get it back to him. See you next week.